real problem in VTubing. I dabble in the VTuber space, although I'm not very involved in the VTubing community. I just kind of do my own thing and play video games. I'm gonna be so real. So this might be a bit of an eye-opening experience for me, because I've been kind of curious into maybe getting a little bit more involved, but maybe this video will convince me absolutely never to do that and just do my own thing always. Let's go.
There is a saying, there is no one who hates women more than other women. And at first glance, you might think that's very sexist, and maybe it is. It's a very generalized quote, within the same realm as never ask a white supremacist the color of their girlfriend. I think both are funny, but I think both also has a bit of truth in them, especially in the fierce, mentally ill, female-dominated industry that is VTubing. See, in VTubing, there are two types of Google Docs.
I've just from like experience of the friends that I've had, a lot of like the mean girl, I think anyone can be mean. Like guys and girls, anyone could be mean. But around the whole female things, I often see that like the most attractive women sometimes proportionally tend to be like some of the bitchiest sometimes. From like just like observation. Like there's a lot of competitiveness that like goes along. And I think this is also just a mix of like, not necessarily male or female thing. It's just competitiveness, especially when it comes to like streaming or things that require numbers. It really like brings out the more competitive people. You know, like the whole thing of like CEOs, a lot of them tend to be like narcissists. You know, there's like an overlap of it. I think like what streamers overall, people that want to chase after the numbers and grow and be a personality might have those kind of like qualities. There's this crossover. There's always going to be crossover, unfortunately. That's just the nature of the game.
X person is a sex pest, usually a man, or X person is a bully, usually a woman. Thus, why mean girls are a hot topic trend these days. And while we usually want to take the sex pest allegations a lot more seriously, the mean girl allegations are a lot more fun to talk about. Because not only can we shit on the mean girl, we can also have the right to be misogynist. The idea that Google Dockies
okay, man.
exposing other creators being bullies are so common in this space is very interesting to me. In fact, it's a lot more common than the Twitch streamer culture. When it comes to the Twitch streamer sphere, I've noticed that people that don't like each other usually just don't talk to each other or proactively shits on them in public. Their beef are for the world to see and consume popcorn.
But that doesn't mean they don't talk shit behind the scenes, bro. Dude, I know for a fact though that some people do be talking shit behind the scenes. Just because it's not public facing doesn't mean that that doesn't happen.
In VTubing, it's a lot more
and a lot of these people, regular streamers, are so opportunistic, right? They wait for someone to have a bit of a down and then they pile on it.
hush-hush or more passive-aggressive, especially if it's coming from a generally respected content creator. Nobody usually wants to say anything until a Google Docky comes out, then all of a sudden, like goddamn locusts, everyone reveals that they actually
so
had
many
some
Google
bad
Dockies?
experience or two. Everyone actually has a problem with them. And while I understand where this silence comes from if NDAs are involved, but a lot of the time NDAs aren't actually involved or aren't doing jack shit in these situations. I'm not saying that VTubers have more beef against each other than normal Twitch streamers, but I am saying that how they go about their beef is very unique. And one has to wonder why this is. Is it because the consequences have a splashback effect? Or is there something a little deeper? So I tried to do a little thought experiment, figure out the unique factors that makes VTubing different, and whether or not those factors would actually contribute to this very unique phenomenon. And there's really only two factors, actually three factors, that separate the regular Twitch streamer and VTuber culture. The inherent anonymity present in the roleplay and anime aspect, the fact that
that is a big thing. If you're anonymous, you're more likely to say like more crazy things, especially if you don't have to show your face or who you look like, right? Like that'll be crazy. That's why like a lot of like VTubers, there's like a lot of like DGen culture that goes around. Bro, I'm seeing more and more in my timeline these days of like new VTubers that are popping up being like, guys, I pee myself. Do you want to see my piss? Oh, yummy. Like I'm seeing so much more of that these days. And I'm like, people are just so comfortable because they know no one will ever see them. You know, like the anonymity plays a big part. Like, guys, I just gooned so much. I peed everywhere. Like, there's so much of that these days.
the industry is smaller, and the fact
I guarantee you will not do that if people knew who the fuck you were. Like, there's no shot that you'd ever say that.
that it's dominated by women. And I've come to a conclusion that it's these very same factors that actually are the reason for the bullying epidemic. Brace yourself. This is going to be a very, very weird video. But before we continue, may I interest you in other videos not meant for the peasants to see? In that case, I'd recommend you join my channel memberships or my Patreon. We have monthly exclusive banners.
Sorry, man, I'm a freeloader. My bad.
There, as well as uncensored versions of certain content, all ad-free. And besides, you help me keep creating bangers like these in the long term with your support. So if you have some spare change for a cup of coffee every month or something, consider giving it to me instead. Anyway, that's all.
Guys, you know what you should do? You should drop a gifted sub in my chat like immediately. Yeah! That Harley Mustang name is... That's perfect. Hey, yeah, but the timing couldn't be. That timing couldn't be more perfect. That timing couldn't be more perfect. Yo, thank you, man.
Thank you. Let's go back to the video. Okay, I am not a sexist. In fact, I am a paragon of anti-misogyny. Believe me, I have women that are friends. Even my roommate is a woman. Let's talk about the method of attack VTubers usually employ against each other. Google Docies. As I have mentioned, a lot of rumor mongering and Google Docs that goes around men usually talk about their sex bestie behavior. The most recent big one is the case of 𝑬𝑽𝑽𝑬, a wannabe VTuber CEO that turned out to leverage his connections, falsify or exaggerate his network to appear more authoritative and appealing to work with.
Oh, I saw about this! The Luminara guy. And like, I think like, he tried to use his like connection with 𝑬𝑽𝑽𝑬 or something like that to be like, yeah, I know 𝑬𝑽𝑽𝑬. I've done stuff for them. Like, to get into like spaces.
And also using this perceived
So
power
your limits reaction videos, y'all had to sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, lovely.
to try and get under women's pants. It's very predictable, to be honest. From a sex pest freak's perspective, the logic is simple. If you want a fish, go where the fishes are. But again, among VTubers themselves, it's that they're bullies or mean girls. And more often than not, a lot of victims of these mean girls are not who and what they usually depict they are. Oftentimes, from the many Google Docs that we've read through in the past years alone, especially accounting the responses against said docs, there is a concerning number of them where the authors of these docies are not the victims that they claim that they are. That they're not...
Like, okay, I really feel like if you're gonna make a Google docie about someone, it has to be some crazy fucking shit. And you better have receipts. Like, it's gotta be, like, genuinely insane borderline criminal stuff. Because otherwise, if it's like, this person was just, like, a little bit mean to me once, or this person, like, tried to, like, hit me up or something like that, and now I'm exposing them to the Google Doc, you're fucking crazy, dude. Who cares? It's petty, and you look like you're just making it for attention, right? Like, I really feel like some people do Google Docies just so they can get, like, some, like, attention. Look, I had to Google, this thing happened to me. It's something for you to talk about. It's so cringe, man. Like, unless someone's done something genuinely fucking awful, who cares? Like, sometimes people are a bit shitty. Bro, I've been a bit shitty to people sometimes. Very rarely am I actually genuinely shitty. But, like, it's... people are human. You know, as long as you're just good to people overall, there's never a problem. There's literally never a problem. Like, it's just...
clean of the same hostile behaviors that they try to call out, or perhaps they omit information or exaggerate events to paint a worse picture. This is why we've gotten a little bit critical of them. But we're not here to talk about the flawed docie creators, but rather the nature of these docies. And there's a trend that I've noticed. Most, if not all of these hostile behaviors are not necessarily done via public callouts and open verbal shitting on stream like what many Twitch streamers do. Instead...
Dude, it's so crazy. Like, in my life, I'm gonna tell you, in terms of creators, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 5 to 6 people that I speak to almost every day that for like the last 2 years, and I adore them so much, and we've been through so much, and we've done so much, and like they're my homies. They're my homies for real. So like I feel like it's important to have like a base of people you could always like be there for and be around, but you don't have to be friends with everyone, you know? You could just be cordial. Like you don't have to be buddies, best friends with fucking everyone.
It's a lot more subtle and insidious. A little something called relational aggression. Otherwise known as social aggression, it's a type of psychological bullying where instead of physical or verbal harm that men usually employ, they instead damage a person's relationships, reputations, and platform. It usually comes in the form of spreading false rumors, gossiping, social exclusion, or active gaslighting, among many others. It's basically the domain expansion of manipulation tactics. Now, men are very much capable of relational aggression, but women do it more and do it slightly more aggressively. Studies have shown that more often than not, women actually employ this behavior. Though I should let you know for the sake of good faith that a lot of the research about this...
Men tend to be more direct and straight to the point and blunt with their aggression. Like, listen, back in the day, men used to like have a problem with each other and it's like, okay, let's fight it out. And then afterwards it's done, right? It's like, okay, we're cool, move on. Like that's just a thing. Like men used to just like, you know, all right, are we scrapping? Are we just gonna like get to it and then it's done, right? You've established it's gone, it's done, it's whatever. But that doesn't happen with women. Women don't fight each other like that. Well, some women get scrappy for sure, right? Just get scrappy for sure. But like, I feel like women tend to hold grudges, maybe a bit more, right? Or they tend to, you know, it's very sneaky and sly.
So recognize that other factors may impact the results of these studies, such as home life, school environment.
Honestly, that's why I kind of think, like, for me, I'm very vocal about how I feel. Like, if someone pisses me off, I make it very apparent. Or if I don't like something, I make it apparent. I really don't care to play favorites or play pretend, right? I just feel like I'm in a really good position where, like, I don't need anybody else's approval or friendship to build, like, my own success. So I can say whatever the fuck I want. I like to think genuinely I'm quite a nice person, but it's like, I don't have to appeal to anyone. Like, I don't have to be, oh, I have to be friends with this person and be cool with them to climb, like, the ladder climbing. I don't believe that at all. Yo, Venarian! Thank you for the sub, lovely. I appreciate it. I just kind of do my own thing. And I think people just need that mindset of, like, just, if you could do shit on your own, you don't have to worry about what other people around are doing. Like, if you don't like someone, who cares? You don't have to interact with them. I think that's where it comes from. And people like forced to interact with people they might not particularly like because they want the social clout of it or something. I think it's so cringe. Just be good on your own.
And peers. Ages are also wide, ranging from age 7 to college years. Some studies also suggest that there's no real difference, but there are a lot more studies suggesting that it does, especially in their adolescence. In fact, Vtubing itself should be a case study in of itself on this specific topic. In any case, let's break down why Vtubing is like this. Again, there are 3 factors that make this a common trend in the industry, starting with the fact that Vtubing is smaller. In a small pond, there can really only be so much food for the big fishes to eat. One of the minor issues are of the character design mixing. In terms of aesthetics, design elements that have a universal appeal are few and far between, and can leave a smaller pool of combinations for VTubers to want to use, whether they like it themselves or because they think it's the best business trend. And because multiple VTubers use these design limits, they will look at other people having the same and fucking resent them. Seriously, something that petty is a legit excuse for even a big VTuber.
I think, I'm gonna be real. I think there are a lot of people that take inspiration from others. I think some more than others. I do think some people do 100% toe the line of inspiration versus like ripping. That's not a conversation I particularly want to get into, like at the end of it. Because I think there are so many unique designs you can do. You just have to be creative enough to come up with it. I'm gonna be so real. Like, oh, there's only a small pool and a certain amount of designs you can do. I call absolute bullshit. I call absolute bullshit. Your design is only as good as the person doing the designing, right? And if you're stuck for inspiration, you need to like outsource. But character design, there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of ideas that you could do or could come up with, and new things and new trends. Like, I don't actually agree with that statement at all. There's only so many designs that you can do. Like, I don't. I think people do take inspiration quite liberally.
To get upset. The most notorious example I can think of is legit the Silverveil, Spite, and Cinder situation, where it turns out Silverveil's audience and Silver herself, allegedly, did not like Cinder for having formerly the same design elements to a point of being, allegedly, harassed by said fans. Cinder, in turn, and failing the generational trauma check, also did not like Spike.
Oh god, the Cinder situation. Oh my god, bro. That was a clusterfuck.
For having the same design elements. A smaller case would be Powder blasting this VTuber Lily for copycatting their white-haired Violet Elf design. People will
Bro, white hair, violet eyes is like literally the most like base thing ever. You cannot be mad over someone doing that. There's so many. It's like just white hair VTubers in general. There's just so many. Like it's
bast on other
yeah, like you don't own colors. You don't trademark a color.
people for looking similar to each other. Small indies tend to do this a lot more than others though. But at the same time, maybe there is some kind of olive branch I can extend to the people that do get copied or do copy. Because look at me, I'm literally named Depressed Nusagi. Even if it was supposed to just be a placeholder, I took that fucking name because I was Pecora's goonest soldier. And I took massive inspirations from Omega Alpha because she embodied everything I liked from a character design perspective and aesthetic. So I'm not necessarily guilt-free from this. But again, this is just minor. In the grand scheme of things,
Yeah, like that, for example.
Necessarily guilt-free from this. But again,
Like this, for example. Yeah, like it's like I know there was like arguments over this, and people were like, no, it's different. But I'm like, let's just like, it is just so similar, and that's okay. Just own it, you know. Like just own it. It's like the silhouette. It's just fucking own it. Like who cares at that point?
again, this is just minor. In the grand scheme of things, the copycat issue is a unique culture thing, but nothing that I would constitute as a problematic part of the industry. The bigger issue, actually, is that because the industry is smaller, it becomes—
Dude, I love Iron Mouse's models. I think Iron Mouse has some of the best models, personally. Like, they're always so distinctive and cute. I love it. I genuinely love all her models. That's so great.
a much more focused and tenser, connection-oriented space, where these connections become one of your most important assets.
This is why I'm so excited for my next model and my rebrand, dude. I'm doing something that, like, nobody's ever fucking done. Or, like, has done, but hasn't done for a long time. Like, dude, I'm so excited about it. I'm really excited about it.
Sometimes more so than your numbers, but it's a fragile and fickle thing. You can be a nexus of VTubers in one day, then a radiation-heavy zone in the next. Both private and public perception can affect this network, affect what groups you are able to interact with, as well as access to sponsors and resources. What this means is that if you are not well liked publicly or behind the scenes, or have a fair share of drama on your ass that a particular group in the right spaces may not like, you are effectively barred from certain opportunities.
Whatever.
This can be because you may not align with the girlies, or because you're a lolly, or because you've unknowingly upset someone higher in the food chain. You'll never be disappointed with how humans react when they get power. While there is that 0.01% of people that will remain humble or largely resistant to abusing that power, the gambling man will always win if they bet that they would, in some sort of way. And when the space is connections-oriented, people, groups, and companies may not be inclined to take people in just because they have big numbers. While this is a problem not unique to VTubing, you know, connections and friends in the right places kind of thing, as it happens in any—
I used to watch Shoto streams all the time.
subsect of the entertainment industry, the unique factors of the space amplify and compound on the matter. Again, space dominated by mentally ill women with mentally ill male fans. Many people will find it easy to use the power dynamic to, for example, rob people of opportunities to take for themselves or for their own groups. Call in a favor from a powerful figure to do a little something against someone and make it so that it's not connectable to them. And for the victim, it'll hurt even more. Sometimes, you wouldn't even notice that opportunities aren't going your way anymore.
Dude, just be a good person. Just make good impressions. You know? Is it that hard to be nice? Is it? Are we just anymore. It's just that hard to be kind. Literally, just don't be a piece of shit.
You'll probably have a mental breakdown first on why acquaintances.
It's honestly why sometimes, like, I scroll through Twitter and it's like people are so quick just to be like awful people. Like, genuinely. Like, people are so quick just to be like the most awful human beings. And I really realized that when, like, I remember when Iron Mouse had that thing about NTE and the whole AI stuff, and she was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play it anymore because of the whole AI thing. And so many people were like going to worst case scenario being like, you're just a hypocrite, liar, spiteful, awful person, Iron Mouse. You're such an awful human being. Like, you're despicable. It's like, is it really that deep? Is it really that, like, I get, like, maybe you could say, like, argue a little bit of hypocrisy about it and talk about it. But to just go straight to, like, you are shameful, the worst ever. It's like, what are we doing? Do we have to be that hateful over this? It's crazy.
Are no longer speaking with you before you even find out. This is not the only harm that comes from the space being smaller. It's also the dark side of competition. I've mentioned in my video talking about why VTubing has become so negative that the desperation that people feel to grow or maintain their size is a big part of the reason why they do things that can be seen as divisive or volatile. That when competition becomes fiercer,
holy boobs! Oh, mommy! Jesus Christ! I'm looking! That's fucking crazy. That's actually insane. That's wild, bro. What color are her eyes? What color are her eyes? Someone tell me.
Are going to be willing to do less than nice things to others to get to the top, which can include a lot of the relational aggression and backstabby tactics I've mentioned earlier, especially if they see a window where it'll be active. But what I didn't mention in that video, because I was saving it for this one, is that the more intelligent variants of these mean girls go about their desperation and insecurity very intelligently. Sometimes, all that trust and venting that you've given to a VTuber can easily get used against you. They'll pretend to be your friend, faking concern.
Yeah, don't say shit to people if you don't want it to get out. That's also like something you gotta learn by practice, I think. Do not speak to people and give them information about how you feel about others unless you're willing to one day that information becomes public. Like, that's just it. If you never know.
For your well-being and advising you to do something that actually works against you, but framing it as positive and manipulating you to think that it's a good thing. Like what this fucker Ian did in the Obsession movie. And you best be aware of this when it comes from peers that you have some kind of similarity to or share the exact type of audience with. And whales. We've seen this kind of VTuber on
I mean, just think of the gacha space. Just think of the gacha space. And like I've already kind of like admitted in the past that I was someone that was probably maybe a bit too like hot-headed sometimes, or a bit quick to like point fingers and things like that. And it's something that I was working on for like I think like the past year. Basically, I've been like, especially this year, working to like not be that at all. And it's been such a good time. Like, and it's focusing on like cool things, focusing on games, and just being like nice. It's real easy. The gadget space is just full of people wanting to like just throw shit at other people, and it's just so tiring, and exhausting, and there's just no reason to. It's just sometimes though, some people do say some crazy shit that I do think should be called out and addressed, right? But I think you could do that and still be cool with someone afterwards, right? If you do it with a certain level of like respect.
VTuber violence happen a lot, especially on the medium and big Twitch indie side. Notoriously, the Cindergate situation. And believe me, it's not a very uncommon thing to do. Insecurity, envy, or some manner of ego-related hostility is so common in this industry. And often, that's all it takes for a person you've considered a friend to lie to you turn on you and manipulate you whether they realize it or not. And the absolute worst thing they can do to you, beyond the rumor mongering and the relational aggression, is an open attempt on your very career. Again, I have to emphasize, VTubing is small. So any medium to large scale cancellation attempt is going to be seen by anyone that aren't Hololive or Nijisanji.
VTuber drama spreads so quickly. But if you're anywhere within the community or like keep up with it, it's like, it spreads quite quickly. I do think it's growing though. It's not as small as it used to be. It's not as niche. I think VTubing is definitely growing like immensely. They get the amount of debuts that happen like all the goddamn time, dude. There's also a lot of indie VTubers now, which is awesome.
Only viewers. Even if they're a different type of audience, or that they only know the rough details, it's still enough to form a negative impression on you and thus affect your brand negatively. Of course, the obvious example of this is the Saikuno and the Cindergate situation again, which most people see not as warnings that the authors say it is, but actual exposés. Attempts on people's career, a brutal punishment and sentencing that most likely does not actually fit their crimes. And while we can argue all we want about who was in the right or who was in the wrong in both situations, I've made 2 videos about these topics already, the ultimate point here is that even flawed attempts are more than enough to form a negative impression on your brand. It's more than enough to irrevocably sever huge chunks of your network and your friendships, even if you somehow maintain your audiences or your numbers. And while yes, this does carry a risk for the accuser's credibility, the truth is, whatever repercussion they'll face for a flawed attempt isn't going to be commensurate. In the streaming and entertainment industry, whoever strikes first usually has the upper hand, usually gets seen more, and usually gets...
That's kind of true. If you're the first person to put out like the hit piece, people are very quick to judge and will likely put, you know, people will see that more and come to conclusions based on the way the perspective that you've put out first. And obviously, everyone's going to be biased in the way that they present information to be in favor of themselves. And so when that's the first lot of information people see, they're going to form opinions very quickly that are in favor of you mostly. Usually. Obviously, over time, that might change, but usually that's what happens straight away.
Gets, you know, more favors. That's just how people are. Most people would rather be told who the enemy is rather than figure things out for themselves. After all, that's not what they came here for. And in this space, often the bully can wield more power, whether that be because more people are willing to ignore it due to their sheer size and clout, fearing them, or because they'd rather believe that their Oshi/friend is a saint or something, right? By the way, that in of itself is a huge fucking problem. VTuber fans are incredibly easily manipulated. I'm gonna get into that later. VTubing really is...
I think it's not just true for VTubers. I think it's true for like any streamer. Like any streamer that you watch regularly and often, you are inherently just going to be more biased to like their side and view of things. Like that is true. But I do think in some VTubing, like some of those people, like when the whole Cinder drama happened, bro, some of those like pyro pops, absolutely, bro, they would go to lengths. They would go to fucking lengths if you said anything bad about, like, bro, like threats, everything. Like the levels were insane. Were like legitimately insane. Like from what I've heard.
No different than...
Yeah, like straight up doxing people. Like that's okay. There's one thing to be biased towards like streamers that you care and watch. It's another thing to be so parasocial you will go to like war for them and like try and dox other people talking badly about your Oshi. Like, bro, that's why I'm just so glad a lot of y'all are like kind of fucking normal. Most of you. Some of you are a bit strange. Well, most of you are... Cap told me to jump off a bridge and I'm watching this from the ER number 1 streamer, Glory to Wales.
High school setting. With a bunch of guys fawning, clawing, and fighting for girls, it's just the kind of space that naturally forms when the major players are the way that they are. So that's one aspect of the mean girl problem in VTubing, the mean part. Now let's get to the girl part. A girl's girl is a woman who genuinely supports, celebrates, and stands by other women. In Hololive, we see such powerful examples of this because Hololive actually does a good job picking up women that aren't goddamn petty, starts drama, or schizo tirades.
I don't know if we can actually claim that though, because like that's the corpo world, and you just gotta be professional. I'm gonna be real. I don't think that necessarily means that they're better people. I think it just means that they just have a job to do and they just actually can't. You know, if you start any issues, you're kind of done. So like it's way more of a professional like indie VTubing I think is a whole different ball game, totally. You know, so
management, also being proactively preventative also helps. What's that meme? Women are more likable under oppressive moral codes or something? And while it's funny, it's not necessarily true.
okay, that's crazy. That's a fucking crazy statement, bro. That's I don't think that's a women thing. I think that's just an anyone thing. Like when you have certain standards you have to adhere to, like you must or you're out. People are gonna act differently. I don't think that's a women thing. That's just an anyone thing.
It's not the reason why Hololive VTubers seem more professional, but there's a reason why even this sentiment, if only just more nuanced or worded more accurately, is a sentiment that many fans may low-key agree, because in the indie side of things, these measures are not available. It's often up to the girls' own professionalism and personalities to keep themselves in check, not just in public, but also in private. So what happens when a bitch is not self-aware that she's a bitch, or knows that she's a bitch but wants to say not to be? Well, that's where women use their curse technique called emotional manipulation. I brought up the whole relational aggression thing earlier, and now this concept of being a girl's girl, because I wanted to make a point that a lot of VTubers mask being like these to really sabotage or plan something backstabby. Sometimes, they even use therapy speak to attempt to manipulate or confuse the public and their victims.
Therapy speak? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is therapy speak?
And I think this happens a little way too much. Yakireso is a very notorious example of this, a person that uses relational aggression to coerce people, which even included their own
𝑬𝑽𝑽𝑬
roommate/editor, and also their friend Deputy Aru to doing what they want. Gossiping, manipulating, and a whole lot of typical bitch behavior, and she was one of the rising stars. People genuinely like.
Yaki weaponizes her connections within the industry to stop victims from being vocal about her actions. Ultima spent months being verbally berated, abused, exploited, and used for Yaki's personal and financial benefit. He is unable to stick up for himself due to constant reminders of her ties with his employers or blatant threats of problems if he ever told anyone. Yaki has actively humiliated me, lied to me, manipulated me, gaslit me, sullied my reputation in the space, and completely bullied me to the point where I needed therapy. And I know she has done this to others besides myself. This is not normal behavior. Man.
Liked her. She only got caught because she was stupid, to be honest. Sisterhood and solidarity in the form of collabs and shoutouts are easily used as a guise under competition. Attempts to steal viewers and whales, especially if they start DMing said whales. I know who you are. They attempt to integrate themselves like a lamprey into a friend group or other people's events to broadcast or promote themselves. Because when you think about it, VTubing is the prime environment for this bitchy backstabby behavior. A place with low accountability but high visibility. An anonymous place where the tools are easily accessible to spread some bullshit. And a space that also gets you a simping, almost retardedly loyal audience. In a space like this, the smartest manipulators can stand toe-to-toe in terms of reach and clout with the most genuine creators, to a point that we wouldn't even necessarily know or will realize too late who it is. All of this is then lastly multiplied by the fact that VTubing is a roleplay heavy scene. Anonymity, an inherent side effect of anime role-playing, can be weaponized. Mean girls are able to get away with it if they get caught once. Start an entirely new brand with a separate friend group.
Bro, just quit, graduate, and make a new model.
Maybe have your voice be an octave lower and get used to it so you don't get caught.
Hey guys, so welcome to my stream! I definitely didn't have to make a new persona because I called someone a fucking I didn't do that. I didn't mean to call them I was good, I promise. I didn't really call They deserved it. They're a fucking
or some bullshit. It's just way too easy. People like Cha-Cha Chela, aka Bunny Alisu, is very notorious for this, undergoing more
scream pussy with that voice?
Pussy!
You happy now? Is that what you wanted? Is that really what you wanted?
Multiple personas every time she gets caught in a bad situation. 𝑬𝑽𝑽𝑬 is an even more notorious example, a mentally ill GFE VTuber who is all sorts of insane. And more recently, this girl Sumi, who recently got into
Listen, bro, if you're a VTuber and your whole thing is about being like mentally fucked up, you do fucked up things, and your personas do fucked up things, you've got there's a warning sign on you, bro. I'm just being real. Like, if you're one of those, you've got a fucking warning sign on you, bro. Don't expect me to interact. I could fix her. Like, y'all are crazy. Y'all can like what you like, but that whole stuff's crazy.
a controversy for bitching and whining about why Shylily blocked her, notoriously having 18+ account name changes to dodge past controversy, and also had a major allegation under her belt, such as harassing other content creators for copying her and copying people herself. Their infamous deeds are covered by other channels, so I suggest you view those. These are negative byproducts of the industry's roleplay.
Hey yo, if you want VTuber drama, you gotta go and watch my bestie Kazuhana, okay? He got the best. Dude, he's the #1 go for all VTuber dramas, bro. He's dude, I love Kaz, bro. He legit one of my best friends. He's legit one of my best friends, bro. I love that dude.
Heaviness and the anonymity that goes along with it. Whereas it's easy to hold IRL streamers accountable for bullshit that they did, or easily track and warn people about them when they try to do a comeback or rebrand, in Vtubing, it's a lot more difficult. Because not everyone pays attention to everyone, and people have a memory of a goldfish. And I think people started getting tired of all of this mean girl drama and bitchy behavior because of the Cindergate situation. That drama was a nuke. Even after the explosion had settled, the radiation still remained 1 year later. I think the number of people involved in that drama, the sheer pettiness displayed that respected indies and supposed professionals, and the kind of information we shouldn't have known about as audiences, really disillusioned a lot of people, regardless on whether you were Team Cinder or Team Shylily. Because it was a situation where low-key everyone kinda sucked. A lot of people did not need to involve themselves in that shit.
Yeah, like, everyone kind of came out of the woodwork. I don't know if anyone kind of came out looking amazing. I'ma be real.
Flinging, and why a lot of fan bases of the entire scene were also taking part of this some holy crusade in the name of their anime women. I know and agree.
I'm Team Jacob. Are you Team Edward or Jacob, bro?
That we should hold people accountable here, but holy fuck. I say it's radioactive because it didn't just affect the fan bases and the VTubers that were involved in that drama, it spread throughout the mainstream, spreading the miasma of doubt, planting a seed of criticality against any and all VTubers that they may not be as professional, smart, and good-willed as they paint themselves to be. Google Dockies were long recognized before as a mainstay, but was really only solidified as a cultural phenomenon in the industry because of this drama. To me,
dude, every other fucking... There was a Google Docky that came out like 2 fucking days ago. I'm like, this person better have committed a fucking murder, bro, for me to care. And maybe this is something about me, I'm decent, but this person must have, this person has to have done, like, a crime at this point for me to care.
It's okay if my Oshi is not wholesome or smart or is not a good role model. It's not your job to be a good role.
Can someone make a Google Doc about me, please? Can someone just... Yeah, can we have that? I'll post it on Twitter. Yeah, that'd be great. It's my time to shine. Kill me, is a fucking...
role model as a content creator. It's to entertain. People shouldn't look up to any VTubers as paragons of goodwill, but they want to be for some reason. Or perhaps not.
Yeah, Drake did make a doc against me.
That wants to be seen that way, but the fans insist that they do. Fans that glaze their Oshis a little too hard, paint an exaggerated picture of sainthood that only a true simp is able to do. That they are where they are because they are good people. They deserve to be where they are because of their character, putting them in a pedestal that makes them seem uncritiquable, using their disability, their mental illness, or gender or minority status to deflect criticism. And maybe that's the ultimate reason why there's so many mean girls. Beyond the faults of the VTubers in the industry itself, maybe it's because of us too. Maybe it's because, as fans, we enabled this. People would rather defend them if they make mistakes rather than provide even constructive criticism. And such a hug-boxy space only encourages bad actors to provide criticism that is far from constructive. People would rather flatter their ego and validate emotions or actions that shouldn't have been. People would rather protect their platform, not their integrity. People have simped too much. Our favorite VTubers come from all walks of life. Nerds who got...
Hey, fuck all that, bro. I need you to be glazing up my asshole, sniffing my bumhole every minute of every day. I am not problematic. I will never do anything wrong. Y'all need to be 10 toads in my asshole, defending me every opportunity that you get. Okay, every single opportunity you get, I need you to be 6 inches in my ass. Wait, hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You know what? It's kind of difficult for me. I'm 4 inches short. Go ahead and check DMs for me because of that one. Wait, what did you... Die!
Bullied for being a nerd, bullies who picked in high school, normal people who just found the concept interesting, disabled or physically/mentally ill people who saw VTubing as a viable career path. All these walks can eventually develop the kind of mean girly behavior that we've seen over the years. Some more than others, sure, but we have seen disabled VTubers be a mean girl.
Oh, damn it! Do you remember when she got fucked on stream? You remember when she was getting railed because she did this? She did that. I mean, you getting fucked on stream, bro. No, that shit was so bro. Like, people were coping so bad with that one, dude. Like, people genuinely thought that she was getting like live railed. Like, these people are so degenerate. They're so degenerate and porn-hearted that that's what they believe. It's actually crazy.
We have seen normal
like
people
legit writing, yeah, fan fiction. Like, bro, these people just like to be cucked, bro. I swear to God.
who get corrupted and let their ego take over. We have seen bullies who got worse. We have seen nerds become the very thing that they used to hate. It ties back to what I said in the middle of this video. You'll never be disappointed with how humans react when they get power. So perhaps it's our reaction that we also may need to look out for when we see these behaviors. We need to be gentle yet firm, constructive yet critical, loving in a way that will also ground our Oshi to the earth. The kind of affection that cares about how they are rather than who they are.
Okay, guys, say really nice things about me. Okay, I need to be grounded. I need to be grounded. Can you all say really nice things? You have a silly, really nice. Piss off! Your streams made me realize I am not that mentally challenged. Your streams made me realize I'm not that mentally challenged. Oh my god, bro. Cam, I watched your streams and it made me realize that actually maybe I like living in hell. This is our stream now. I think we should see other people. Futa? Okay. That's fucking crazy. You are alive. Oh. I'm on the spectrum. I'm not on the spectrum. I'm literally not autistic. I like your voice. It's really calming when you scream. I've been here for almost a year. Help. And you're gonna be trapped here for a year more. I don't even know who you are. Cap, you made me like Pink. Which cat is Pink's lovely, dude. Cap ASMR will go hard. Hey guys. So it's time for us to have our ASMR moment. This is when it's just you and me and the stream. And you you should like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And I stream every day. I'll see you on the next one.